Hi guys, I am Mama Bear to Many. I am mom to 14 children. 12 of those children still live at home. And what I did was I did a WIC haul today. So I took what would be for a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. You can go online and you can see what like certain age groups or whatever would be getting for that if you don't get WIC, or if you're thinking about getting WIC. I know that these times are hard and lots more people are, starting to get on WIC. Their income guidelines are really high for WIC, so that might be a way that you'd be able to help out your family. So I'm doing it for a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I had the list of written down. I thought that I still had the list, but I might have left it in the shopping cart, of what I could get for everyone. So I did it a little different. I have another WIC video and I'll link that below, and I planned different meals that I'm going to do this time. Totally different, all new stuff. I have totally different snacks that we're going to do. I think I'm going to put the WIC meals and the snacks on the same thing, so it will be easier so everyone can just kind of see what we're doing. We're going to make some homemade chocolate pudding. We're going to make pudding pops. Let me show you what we're doing. So I got start over here. We got some different types of juice. A lot of people don't know that you can buy these types of juice as well on WIC. So I got this one is a tomato juice, and we're going to take this tomato juice and make that actually into a tomato soup. And then here we have vegetable juice, which you would think that these two are the same, but they're not. This is just tomato juice. This one has, let's see if I can get it so it will focus. Okay, see all the different vegetables that are in it: carrot, celery, beets, parsley, all the different vegetables in it. So I'm going to try to do a minestrone soup with this. I have 2 juices here. So I have a mango and I have a fruit punch, and we are going to make jello with that for a snack. I have some oats here. We're going to make a snack with with some of the oats. We have Greek yogurt that we are going to make parfaits with, and then we have a whole plain yogurt that I'm going to show you how to make yogurt with. I might do the yogurt a separate video and then like link it in the description box below. And then I got 6 half gallons of whole milk. So you can get, for a 1-year-old, you would get 3 whole gallons of milk, and then for the 2-year-old, you would get the 1% or no fat milk. So, little side note here. Normally, you would, I would say that you could also get non-fat dry milk. I think in the last video I did that. You can get non-fat dry milk, but please be cautious. I looked today because I was thinking about getting a non-fat dry milk. And if you are getting non-fat dry milk, it would allow you 1 package, which only made 2 gallons, or you could get 3 gallons of milk. So it might be more beneficial for you to grab the extra milk and then pop one in the freezer. Okay, so then I got some of these. I mentioned in the last video, these are great for to use like a granola, and we will use those on the parfaits. Right here, these were okay. I've actually never even gotten these before, but I did notice there was a snack recipe right on the back there, and I think that we might try to do this snack recipe right here. Let's see. Then I got 2 things of peanut butter. Did you know that you can make peanut butter? Let's see. Doesn't want to focus. Okay. You can make peanut butter cookies with just 3 ingredients. It is peanut butter, sugar, and an egg. So we're going to make those. I got peas for a recipe that we're going to do. We're going to make a macaroni salad with peas and tuna. And then I got bananas. I got 10 pounds of bananas. We got some broccoli florets. I'm going to move around to the other side of the table. Broccoli florets, the cucumbers, and these tomatoes and the whole grain items. So there are whole grain items we got were the oats down there, and then these right here. And this will make a salad. We'll do that together. I did not get, it would have been 1 more pound of whole grain items, and I was going to get bread to show you that we could have like the bread, grilled cheese with the tomato soup, and I forgot to get the bread, I'll be honest. Okay, so we're going to make some casserole type things as well. So I'm going to do both of the casseroles that we're going to do scalloped potatoes, and then we're going to do like a macaroni and cheese. So I got these types of cheese to go with those. And then we got 2 dozen eggs. We'll probably do something with the eggs. The spinach salad mix is always good for just a side salad. I got 10 pounds of potatoes. Now for a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, you were allotted $50 of fresh fruits and vegetables. So this was on there. The berry mix, that would be going for the parfaits. These that we already discussed. The spinach mix, the potatoes, the apples, the 10 pounds of bananas, the avocados. I got some cuties, mandarins, and then I got 2 bags of sweet potatoes. We're going to make sweet potato fries for our family. I think I might try to get that up, but I'm not quite sure if we'll make that into a video or not. Okay, so that is what we got. I also purchased to go with the meals that we're cooking with the WIC. I did purchase a bottle of Italian dressing, unflavored gelatin. Why is this not focusing well at all? Unflavored gelatin. And, okay, sorry, I had mentioned this, and then my card was full, so the other things I got were the pepperoni. You can use other pepperoni. We just got the uncured pepperoni. And those are to go with the meals, some of the meals that I'm going to make with the WIC. So I will be back with some fun meals and snacks for you guys. Okay, so here we have some water boiling, and I'm just going to add 1 cup of noodles. And we're going to let that cook down for about 10 minutes. We're making pizza casserole here. Okay, so these noodles are just about done. And you want them just like al dente. You don't want them super, super soft. We are going to take this and strain them. I'll be back. Okay, so now I've strained this out, and that's the pasta. This is just 1 cup of pasta. This would probably, I'm not quite sure how many people it would feed. I would say 2 or 3. And then that pepperoni that I had, I'm going to use about half of a package of pepperoni. Of the small packages of that pepperoni that I had. About half of that. You can use any scraps of meat, really. You could use leftover hamburger. If you had like 1 or 2 hamburgers, you could just scramble them up and put them in. And then I'm going to use some spaghetti sauce, home canned spaghetti sauce. But you definitely could, probably about 2 cups of spaghetti sauce. You definitely could take that tomato juice, and you would just put it on the stove with a little bit of flour or cornstarch to warm that up, and that would be great. So I think I'm actually going to put the whole quart in there. There we go. So what we're going to do next is take this and my pans are definitely older pans. So Dump that out. There we go. You want it a little bit, see how it's a little bit watery? You want it like that because we're just going to bake it for a couple minutes. So we're going to go like this. And then I'm going to take some cheese. Which I cannot open with one hand. Maybe I can, let's see. Trying to open you with one hand. Okay, I am going to top this with cheese. There we go. Throw that all around. And we are going to throw this in the oven and I'll be back when it's done. And that is it. So has the cheese right on top and yummy goodness. Cheap, easy pizza casserole. Okay, so all together I cooked the rest of the pasta and then I split it into 3 different areas. So this is one area. So in here I added some of the tomatoes. I'll show you. Sorry for reaching in front of you. This is the tomato pack that I had. So I just put about that much of the tomatoes in it. And then I have 2 cucumbers and just this much of that broccoli packet. And so I'm just going to add all this into the bowl. And then to that, I am going to take this zesty dressing here. And I'm going to add
dressing. Yummy dressing.
Probably about good. I probably have like that left there. And then we will stir this up. Can I have a spoon? We'll stir that up in just a minute. What I'm going to do over here with this other bowl is I'm going to take 1 can of tuna. I mean 1 can of sweet peas. And you can use either a package of tuna like this, or you could use a can of tuna, whatever you wanted to do for that. So we're gonna open that.
I can dump the tuna.
You want to dump the tuna? I think I already did. I think it's good. Okay. So now with this here, we're just going to stir this in.
Can I stir it on the second part?
You can add tons more noodles if you want to. You could add all that. What I'm going to do is take the other portion and make some with gluten-free noodles, because a lot of our household is gluten-free. So I'm just making a small one here. Obviously, you could definitely do tons more noodles in this, and whatever you want to put in it. So yeah, this is super yummy. Is that yummy? You want to stir that? That is a great salad to pair with like chicken or anything like that. If you wanted to, you can even cut up some of those pepperonis and throw it in, and then you would have your protein in there. So this one here, I am going to... Did you bring me the mayonnaise and abdoa or no?
Mom, I want to help you, Mom.
Alright, so let's see.
I want squirt. Okay, now I can squirt. I want to squirt that, Mom.
Well, it's very hard for me to hold the camera and the mayonnaise and have you squirt it. So maybe you can help me later.
Please, Mom, I want to help you.
That's nice asking. Hold on 1 second. Let me move this stuff.
Do you want her to sit here?
Okay, go ahead, squirt this. And I'm going to open the abdoa.
I can do this.
And we're going to put some abdoa on there. About like that.
Let's go on the side.
Okay, I'm going to stir this up and show you what it looks like.
Or 2D. Just trying
That would be very boring with just 2 children. Okay, so this is the salad. It has tuna and peas and mayonnaise and abdough and noodles, and it is yummy.
Yummy!
Do you want to taste it?
Yeah. Well. That's good.
Is it good?
Uh-huh. Can I try it after the
Can you share some with her so she can have a taste? Okay, so here we're going to make just a basic cheese sauce. So I'm going to take butter and let's see. Can you hold that for a second? Just going to plop half a stick of butter in there. Turn this on. Alrighty. So we're going to have our butter on. So you're just going to melt your butter. You can make this in big portions too. Can you tell that it's the dinner hour at our house? Alright, so now I'm going to take the equal amount of flour and mix this in. And it's going to get all like crumbly here. This is what they call a roux. And then we're going to take some milk, about 2 cups. Just trying to whisk some of the lumps out. Okay, so I'm just going to wait until this thickens up and then I'll be back. Okay, so now it is thicker. And I'm going to add the rest of the cheese, so about half a bag of cheese in there. And we're just going to melt it down. How cheesy that is. And then we're going to add the pasta in. So this is about 1/4 pound of pasta. There we go. And that is it. So you can eat it like this, or you could put it in a dish and top it with additional cheese and put it in the oven to bake it. And that's really yummy too. So you can just put it in the way that it is there. You'd put it into like a 9x13 and then you'd put cheese on top. And it's super yummy. So there's homemade macaroni and cheese. Okay, so this one is a great one. This actually, okay, so this is really great. So this has, let me see. All right, there we go. So this has 8 potatoes sliced up thin like this in here, and then we sliced an onion on top of there, and then I have that package of pepperoni on top of there. And let me see. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my sauce pot and I'm gonna put 2 sticks of butter in it, and I am going to melt it, and then I will come and get you guys. Alrighty, it is dark in here, sorry. So I have just the butter in there, and then I'm adding a cup of, I'm using arrowroot, but you can use, oh yay, there, let there be light. You can use cornstarch or arrowroot or flour, any type of thickener will do. Okay, so you want it like that. Now we're gonna go over here and I'm gonna grab a quart of chicken broth and grab the thing to go on it. You can tell I'm very not prepared, huh? I'm trying to make this for our family actually to go with some supper. So some of us can eat gluten, some of us can't eat gluten. So what I've been doing is for this WIC video, the people who can eat different things will have these things, and then I'm also making another meal for the people that can't. So I'm gonna turn this back. Where's the open milk? Do you know? I'll actually be back. Okay, we're back again. Let's see. So I have just that there, and I'm going to turn it back on. And then I'm going to add a quart of chicken broth. Oh. Woo, let there be light. Thank you. And then I'm going to add about a quart of milk. And then I'm just going to add some abdoo, and then I will be back once it starts to thicken up. Alrighty, so this is it here. You see that? Okay. So that's about how you want it there. And we're just going to go dump that on the potatoes. Okay, so here is our dish, and she's just going to dump that over. Should have grabbed a spoon. We'll scoop it out after we're off camera, so we'll scoop the rest of that out. But what we're going to do is just take that and put a little bit of cheese on top and pop it in the oven. So this recipe right here, this will feed our family, but you can use any leftover meat. Like I noticed that I had a little leftover ham, and I thought, hey, I could throw ham in there. I wanted to do it with the pepperoni that I purchased. But you can do it with ham, is really good. Yeah, it doesn't have to be too much, just about. A little bit of cheese actually goes a long way with this because it's already a really creamy dish. So that is it, and we will be back when this is done. And there we go, that's the scalloped potatoes there. Yummy dinner. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to take this whole dozen eggs here that I got, and I'm going to put them all in my Instapot, and we're going to make deviled eggs with half and egg salad with the other. So, use this little, I don't know what this is called, trivet, I don't know. You put that in first, and then you put in a cup of water. Then you're going to just add your eggs. You can do this with any number of eggs. I have filled this all the way like this. I put like 3 dozen in there before, and it's always the same time. So we're just going to put these all in. Even though the price of eggs has gone up, it's still a cheaper price protein point. So it's good if you want to get a little bit of protein. And it's okay if they touch. It's also okay if they were sitting on top of one another as well. So now that it's filled, I'm going to put my cover on and make sure this is pressed back. Then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to push pressure cook, and definitely not 50 minutes. I'm going to put this on for only 5 minutes. And there we go. We'll be back when they're done. So this just came off for the eggs, and I'm going to take here and let the steam off. Okay, so the steam is all off. I'm going to take the lid off. And my eggs are steamy in there. So all I'm going to do right now is take this whole thing with pot holders and bring it over to my sink and run cold water on it, and then I'll be back. Okay, so now they have the cold water on them, and I have a little assistant here. Hello, assistant.
Hey.
And she has a bowl, and she is going to, how do you crack the eggs? Have you not done this with me?
No.
For a while? Okay. So she's going to peel and crack all those eggs there, and then we will be back. Okay, so we have the eggs in here, and then we're going to take 6 of the prettiest eggs and cut them in half. And then we're going to take the yolks out and put them in a bowl. And then the other 6 we're going to chop up into tiny pieces for egg salad, and we'll be back. Okay, so she has the centers of 6 eggs here, and then she has 6 eggs chopped up in here for egg salad. So can somebody give her Abdolo? I forgot to grab it. Okay, so I am going to just take this and mix in some mayonnaise. Probably about good.
Get the spoon.
And about that much Abdol. And then she is going to stir that. While she stirs that, I am going to take these egg yolks, and I'm just going to take a fork and press these down. Like that. And then I'm going to add some mayonnaise to that and some Abdolo. So this is your chicken salad. You can eat that on bread. You could put it on lettuce, whatever you want to do. This would probably make a good, let's see, 4 or 5 sandwiches there. And then this is going to get mixed up. Like smush that all in together. Do you want to help me?
Yeah.
What are you going to help me with? I think you want to eat an egg. Is that what you want? Let me see. Wait a minute. Do you want one?
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna plop that right in there. Ready for a messy girl? If you like that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna make here is tomato soup using our tomato juice. I'm gonna actually make a big pot of this. You would not need to make a big pot, obviously, because you're not feeding 14 people. I am. So I am making various things for supper, so I'm gonna make a big pot. So what I did, I'm actually doctoring it up a little bit. You could just warm that up and make that tomato soup. I love taste. So what I have in my pot here, and I'm gonna make it nice and creamy, is I have a stick of butter and I have some garlic. Garlic and tomato soup taste really good together. If you've never had it, try it. And I'm melting down this stick of butter. You can also use coconut oil if you wanted to. We're going to melt this stick of butter down, and then I'm going to add a thickener. So my thickener could be either flour or cornstarch or arrowroot powder. I'm using arrowroot today because that's what I have the most of. I'm going to throw that in there. So you can see that. Ooh, can you see that? And then I'm just going to mix that up a little bit. Alright, I'm going to put you guys down for a second and have you stand over here. So pretend you're like next to me in the kitchen. Okay, I'm just going to mix this up real quick. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of, I'm sorry, that's really, maybe I need it there. Maybe I need a curtain for there. Alright, I'm adding some milk. That was just a little bit left, and I'm going to add a little bit more. So probably a quart. Yeah, it's probably about a quart. Let me stir that up and see what it looks like. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get something in my eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for that to thicken up a little bit, and then I'll be back with you guys. Okay, so see how thick this is? You want it pretty darn thick. You want a cream sauce, but you want it pretty thick because you want it to thicken up just a little bit, your tomato juice. This could be a messy proposition. All right, let's see. I'm using the whole bottle here. All right. Okay, I'm gonna sit you guys down again. Yeah, I definitely think I need a little curtain right there. Yay for needing a curtain. Now I can buy a little curtain to go in there. That would be cute. Hold on one second and I'll show you what it looks like. Because it's still, oops. It is still pretty thick in here, but you want it to be thick in here still because you are going to be putting more milk in there. So just feel it. I'm going to throw salt in there. Throw quite a bit of salt in there because we like salt. We're using Himalayan pink salt. Let's see. And then I'll probably throw another quart in there. So altogether, this is going to use about half a gallon. Yep, looks good. Alright, let's mix it up again. See where we're at. Quite a big fat head, then I could like block that section out there. Alright, that's looking good. And the soup is done. See, it's nice and thin, but it's so yummy. And that made a big pot of soup. Alright, so today we're going to be making chocolate pudding. So we'll start with 2 cups of sugar. Then 3/4 a cup of cocoa. 1 cup of cornstarch, which is the rest of this bag. Then we'll do 1 teaspoon of salt.
Mm.
11 cups of milk. Here we go. And then there is 4 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Then 2 tablespoons of butter. And this is just so it doesn't boil up over the sides when we go to put it on the heat. Alright, so this is ready to get put on the stove now. So the pot's on the stove now, and you just whisk up all the ingredients that you added. So that way it's all combined. This is a really good recipe and all of the kids like it. So then this just has to heat up and thicken up, and then we'll see it when it's ready. Okay, so now it's been on the stove for about 10 minutes. And this is the consistency of it. It's a little bit thin, but what we're gonna do is make these into pudding pops and then put the rest in the fridge and it'll finish thickening up. Alrighty, so we're just gonna take, I'm using a measuring cup, and we're going to put it in our popsicle mold. These are one of the kids' favorites. I mean, who doesn't like pudding pops? So we're just gonna fill these up. And this is why I didn't, you could let it cook down a little bit longer to make it a little bit thicker. That will work fine if you're just making pudding. But if you're making pudding pops, I like not to do it all the way because it's a lot easier to pour without being it super thick. And if you take and you put this in the fridge afterwards, you won't need to cook it anymore. You can just put it in the fridge and it will thicken right up for you. So this is a favorite. I'm glad that everyone's outside, or else they might be, when are we having pudding pops? I like to, once I fill these, I'll let it cool down on the counter until it's about room temperature. I'll wait like an hour before I put it in the freezer just so it's not so hot, but I like to pour it while it's hot so it pours easily. Because the more it cools down, then the thicker it gets. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Would you mind grabbing a bowl? I think there might be some white bowls under there. Okay, so
Get one of the cupboards out.
yeah, that's fine. So I'm just gonna have that there for a minute, and I don't want to waste that. This is such a great way to use up milk. This works well too if you have dry milk. These come out fine with dry milk. So I'm gonna put the tops on and then put my sticks in. I like to leave about 1 inch to 2 inches of stick hanging out. You don't want to shove them all the way to the bottom, but leave a little bit up so the kids have a good handle, as well as you don't want it to go to the top of the pop anyway. So we'll put these in, and then I'm going to show you the pudding. So that made 10 pops there. And then I'm just going to dump this in the bowl. Woo. So we'll let that cool down, and then we'll put a lid on it and throw it in the fridge, and then we have pudding and pudding pops, and I'll be back once they're done. Okay, so here is a fun little snack. So I have a canning jar. You can use the half pints if you're doing it for a younger child. And what I'm going to do is take my Greek yogurt that I got. These are fun to make ahead if you're going someplace. And we're just gonna take and plop that down in the bottom. And then I'm going to take some berries. Grab some berries. And then I'm going to grab some of this cereal. There. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing all over again. So your yogurt, nice layer of berries. And some cereal. If you wanted to take this to work or school or play or whatever,
I'm sick. I'm not feeling.
I think you can lay down for a minute. And so that is it right here. So just the yogurt, the berries, the cereal, yogurt, berries, cereal, and it is super yummy.
Mom.
Okay, so Little Miss and I are going to take 1 quart of this. Now this is 2 quarts. Oops, that's helpful if you can see it, huh? So this is 2 quarts. We're going to take about half of this container, which is about to where the J is right here. So we're going to dump that in.
Yeah.
You helping me dump it in?
That's coming out.
It is. Let's see. A little bit more. Okay, you can use any jello, any flavor that you want. We're using fruit punch today. So we are just going to take this and warm it up to like a simmer on the stove. We're going to warm it up to a simmer on the stove, and then we'll be back. Okay, so this is warm now. And I opened that package of the jello that we bought, and there's actually 4 packets that look like this inside of it. So we're just gonna open these and dump them in, all 4 of them for 1 quart. And I'm gonna make these, instead of just a bowl of jello, I'm gonna make them into like jello jigglers, but you could most certainly just have a bowl of jello. I sprayed this other pan right here next to me just with some cooking spray, so it would be easier later. You can also, if you do this a lot, you can buy like a container of unflavored gelatin, which is cheaper per serving, but this was $2.18 for the packet, so I did that instead. So I'm going to mix these all around. Get it all nice and mixed in there. And then I'm going to pour, this is a 9 by 13. Pour this in there. If you are not making Jello jigglers, you could just use 2 packets instead of all 4 of them. So this, I'm gonna do in the fridge and then let the kids do some designs or something in it. So I'll show you once this is all set up. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, this is our Jello, and she's gonna press down the cookie cutter.
Do that.
I know you're gonna have a turn in just a minute. Press down the cookie cutter and then wiggle it around a little bit.
And then lift it up.
And then we'll take a fork.
I'm gonna take it out. That looks yummy.
And oops, Mom starred you out. Oops.
Help you, Mom.
And then 1 minute, please. Do one more. She's gonna do one more, and then you can do some. So you put it in and shake, shake, shake. You might be able just to take it with your fingers. I don't know. Can you try to pull it out and go wash your hands?
Come on, Nevaeh, I'll help you. Come on. Go wash your hands.
Oops.
I'm sorry. It will still taste yummy.
It will still taste yummy. That's okay. Go wash your hands and you can do it.
I meant Nevaeh's. I'll put it right there.
Okay, so they're all gonna make these. Those are fun. This is the fruit juice Jello. Okay, so let's get some snacks done because we all know that kids love snacks. So we are gonna go with the healthy side. We have 1 1/3 cups of peanut butter in here. And to that, I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of honey. These are gonna make oatmeal honey balls. These are quick and easy and the kids love them. And then I'm going to add 3 cups of oats. I'm actually doing 3 handfuls. Yes, I really am. Because that's kind of how I cook on a regular basis. Alright, let me mix this up and show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is about the consistency that you want. If it is too wet, then add some oats. If it is too dry, then add a little bit of peanut butter or honey. And we are just going to roll these up. This is a great job for a middle kid. And you can even pop these in the freezer. We like to do that a lot of times, just pop them in the fridge or the freezer. For 1, then the kids aren't picking at them all day. And for 2, then you have a snack that you don't need to make up. So yeah, that's about it. And there you have it, a bunch of yummy peanut butter balls. Okay, so now we're just gonna make a 3-ingredient peanut butter cookie. So I'm doubling this recipe. This has 2 cups of peanut butter, and then I'm gonna do 2 cups of sugar, but I'm using a 1/2 cup measure, so 1 cup, 2 cups, and then I'm gonna add 2 eggs. And we'll mix this up real quick. There we go. So then what we're going to do, I'm going to take my measuring cup here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of sugar in it here, and put that off to the side. I was looking for a spoon, but I don't have one, so I'm just going to take a plop like this, and I'm going to roll it out. And you can either do it 2 ways. You can put it here on your tray, on your tray like this, and fork like this. Or you can take, almost, thank you though, it worked with this. Or you can take your ball and, oops, dunk one side in sugar, put it on your tray, and press down like that. So, I'm gonna do the rest of these up and I'll be back. There we go, they're all ready for the oven. So there's the cookies that are all done, looking yummy, yummy.